Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. I'm here slicing up my veggies in preparation for today's live stream today, but I'm going to just continue my prep work while we wait for a few more people to join the live. It's so exciting to be here with you all for the 22nd day of Veguary. In the comments, let me know if you can hear me okay? I see Dream Your Sunshine is here. Thanks so much for tuning in. And we have got some eyeballs here. We've got some likes streaming in. So continue to like. Go ahead and start a little bit of a roll call. Let us know where you're watching from this evening. I'm going to be showing you how to make a delicious, easy vegan mac and cheese. And then I'm going to show you how to level it up with a delicious fajita topping today. So you can turn it from just a side dish to a main meal. So I see Jasmine is watching and Iris. Hi, everyone. Hello, hello. It's so exciting because this is the first of 2 live cooking demos we are going to be featuring this week for Veguary. We also have a live virtual happy hour that I am definitely looking forward to. And if you can hear some noise in the background, that is my onion sizzling in my pan with about a tablespoon of oil. And we've got folks tuning in from Boston. Beautiful. We've got Joe tuning in from New Jersey. So East Coast is representing. I am in the DC area. But yeah, hopefully we get people from all over the country. The beautiful thing about virtual too is we can have people from all over the world tuning in. So with that said, I want to kick this live stream off right. So the sizzling is happening and we want that to continue to happen. I'm going to turn my heat down just a little bit so it doesn't get too loud in here. We've got people watching from San Diego. Hey, San Diego in the house. That's super exciting. So welcome to today's live stream. I'm going to be showing you how to make an easy vegan mac and cheese and elevate it with a delicious sauteed fajita topping that you can take your mac and cheese from a delicious side to a wholesome and nourishing comfort food meal. People often feel like eating comfort food is mutually exclusive from eating nourishing food, but I want to show you that it is possible to have the best of both worlds. And so, as always, we have a prize tonight. Today's prize is sponsored by Ancient Harvest. So I actually am going to be using Ancient Harvest pasta today. It's a gluten-free pasta to make my mac and cheese. So obviously the mac and cheese are in quotes for this demo because we're using a vegan cheese sauce. And it's not macaroni noodles that I'm going to be using today. Oop, there goes my bell pepper. It's okay. I'm going to be using some delicious gluten-free penne pasta by Ancient Harvest. So I personally am gluten-free. It's just the way I have to eat in order to keep things in check for me. But you can use whatever pasta that you like. And the beautiful thing about pasta is most of them are plant-based and vegan friendly. So yes, we got people strolling in. We got the Bronx, NYC in the house. We got South Carolina in the house. So thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. Let me tell you a little bit more about our prize from Ancient Harvest today. So here we go. So Ancient Harvest is going to be giving away a prize pack featuring many of their products. They have lots of delicious grain-based products, including quinoa, pasta like I'm cooking with today, as well as polenta. So in order to enter today, let us know what's in your favorite mac and cheese? Like, what's your favorite style? Do you like stovetop? Do you like baked? Do you get yours from your favorite restaurant? If it's from your favorite restaurant, just let us know where you eat the best vegan mac and cheese. Hopefully, I'm going to be giving you a recipe today that you're going to include in your rotation, right? And then include hashtag Veguary. So it's all about the vegan mac and cheese tonight. Tell me anything about vegan mac and cheese. What's your experience been eating it? Are you looking for recipes you can make at home? I presume you're looking for more because you're tuning in tonight. But yes, just type in what you love about vegan mac and cheese in the comments, hashtag Veguary to be entered, and we will be randomly selecting a winner at the end of the stream tonight. So this live broadcast is also sponsored by today's gold sponsor, and that is Unovis. Unovis is an impact investing fund investing in brands and companies that will make the future more sustainable for everyone. So they primarily focus on investing in brands that make lab-based, plant-based alternatives to meat. And so we just want to thank them for their sponsorship today. It is support from our sponsors that help us to host these live programs like Veguary throughout the year. So thank you, you know this. All right, so with that said, let's get into the rundown of what we're going to be cooking today. So like I said, I already have our onions going in our pan. I'm going to go ahead and add in our bell peppers too. And this is to make a fajita topping that's going to go on top of this easy vegan mac and cheese. So if you look in the description of this video, you will find a link to our easy vegan mac and cheese recipe. It's a recipe that I developed in holiday season 2020, and I love it because it's so easy to pull together. The base for this vegan mac and cheese is chickpeas and some dairy milk and a bunch of seasonings that make it taste amazing. So this definitely has more of like a cheddary flavor because it has some sharpness from things like lemon juice, but it also has some great savoriness from our nutritional yeast and garlic and onion. So with that said, I'm going to continue to just stir this around. I think that our sauteed vegetables here are just going to need a little bit more time. And if you're just tuning in, what's going in this pan right now is I have one small onion sliced vertically along with one bell pepper. And I have just been sauteing this for the last few minutes in some grapeseed oil. So we just want these to get caramelized and brown and glistening. And then to make this fajita topping complete, I'm going to be using jackfruit. So here's my jackfruit. We're using jackfruit and brine. So I got this from the Asian market and it comes in these segments. And so jackfruit is obviously a tropical fruit. I feel like people are a lot more familiar with jackfruit than they were before. But some people, I've heard people say, look, I have a can of it sitting in my pantry and I don't know what to do with it. Well, I'm going to show you one way you can use it today. So you can shred your jackfruit, but I like the quickest method possible. So I am just going to be chopping this jackfruit up into some super thin slices so we get that shredded consistency. I'm going to be adding that into our bell peppers and our onions that we have sauteing right now. Okay, so we're just going to chop this up, grab my knife, and get this going. So I'm just cutting it into really thin strips. I'm also going to break it down even more once I get it into the pan. This is just going to break it up. You can get like a more, I don't know, organic looking shred on it if you like press it down. Actually, that's even easier. So I don't know if you could see that, but I just pressed it down with the side of my knife. I don't know how to, yeah. And it's now got like this meaty texture. You can see it's shredded. It's a great substitute for chicken and pork and plant-based recipes, but it's got a flavor all its own. So to make the jackfruit enjoyable to eat, you have got to, and I mean you got to season it right and cook it right. It needs a little work. It's a great base ingredient, but yeah, it really, really, really needs a little help. So let's see. Do you soak your jackfruit? Yes. I like to soak it in water just to get some of the extra brine out. It can be kind of tangy, a little bit salty. And so we want the flavor to be as neutral as possible when we're cooking with it. So yeah, I find soaking it for maybe 30 minutes or so is a great way to go. And see, I was chopping it up thinking that was faster, but I always forget that pressing it is the quickest way to deal with it. So you could even like press it or squeeze it. I don't want to get my hands that messy right now, but you can totally squeeze your jackfruit with your in a fist and you get this nice shredded texture. I know I can see it. I have to figure out a camera setup so I can do close-ups on what's happening, but let me know if you can see everything happening right now. And in the comments, let me know what's your favorite thing to make with jackfruit. Fajitas are delicious. I love tacos and all that kind of stuff. And I also love to make some vegan crab cakes with jackfruit. So it's a super, super, super versatile plant that can be used to make some delicious, savory vegan dishes. And it's full of fiber, it's cholesterol free, and it's pretty affordable as well. Usually when I get my jackfruit from the Asian market in a can, I can get a 20-ounce can for between $1.99 to $1.79. So it's really, really, really inexpensive for all the food that you get. Like my skillet is like almost overflowing, and this is only maybe about half of the jackfruit. So we're just moving this around. I like to let it sit. You don't have to stir too much when you're sauteing. because usually just letting your veggies or your foods make contact with the pan is the best way to get some caramelization, right? It just sits there and it sears, and as it sears, it gets golden brown and the sugar starts to release, and that is exactly what we're looking for today. So I was planning to use the whole can, but I think I'm going to stop right there. We'll just let this saute. And now it's time to season this up. We got to start incorporating flavor. So like I said, this is a fajita topping. So I'm going to use some seasonings that you often find a fajita seasoning. You can obviously find a fajita seasoning blend at the grocery store. Always check when you're buying pre-packaged seasoning blends. Sometimes they have milk in them for some strange reason. So if you want to avoid that at all costs, just buy the spices and you can make your own blend. This is something I'm making up on the fly, but there are lots of recipes for how to make your own fajita spice blend at home as well. So I'm going to go in with a bit of oregano, probably about a quarter teaspoon. Next, I'm going to go in with paprika. I'm going to do like almost a full teaspoon of paprika here because I want it to have that nice red color, that smokiness from the paprika. It's going to give some really nice depth of flavor here. I'm going to go in with some cumin. I'm pretty low, so it's looking like it's going to be close to like 1/8 of a teaspoon, but ideally I would do like 1/2 of a teaspoon. Then we're going to go in with some cayenne pepper, just a couple shakes. I like a little kick, but not too much, but always adjust it. Oh, and someone is asking, could you do mushrooms instead for your fajitas? Absolutely. You can do them in addition to the jackfruit, instead of the jackfruit. Both would be delicious. And I would even say that cauliflower, if you slice up your cauliflower really thin and saute that up, that would be a great addition instead of using like a jackfruit or a mushroom. And of course, also you could use like a prepackaged vegan, a product like Boca or Beyond or something like that. You could definitely use one of those, but we're keeping it plant-based here, and then you can like just customize however you like from there. So we've got these nice bold colors and flavors getting incorporated into this fajita saute right now. And I haven't added any salt yet. And there are a couple routes you can go to really inject some of that savory flavor that's going to remind you of a meaty dish, right? So you could use some soy sauce, some tamari sauce, some aminos, like liquid aminos. I would say maybe like a tablespoon of each of those. But what I have here, I'm actually all out of tamari. I just used it up. So I have here a vegan beef bouillon cube that I've dissolved in some hot water. And so I'm going to be using some of this in my vegan cheese sauce, but I'm also going to use about half of it in this. And this is really just going to impart, like I said, some of that nice savory flavor. My preferred go-to is definitely tamari sauce or liquid aminos, but even coconut aminos, they're more sweet, less salty. So you could use coconut aminos and then add a little bit of extra sea salt as well. But this has really transformed in just a few minutes. Can you see it? It's looking beautiful. So I'm going to crank my heat up because, like I said, caramelization is key. We want to cook out as much of the liquid from the jackfruit as we can, just to get all that brininess out and really have those seasonings that we've added and our spices really absorb inside of the jackfruit. But this is so extremely simple. A beautiful topping. Like I said, you could eat this the classic way. You could eat this with some tortillas. You know what I mean? And you could eat this anyway. This would be great on a salad if you're making like, a different version of a taco salad and use kale on the bottom and then you top it with this fajita mix. There's ways to get these comfort foods into your meals every day, but they're super duper duper healthy. So you can eat comforting food and healthy food at the same time. And it's never like, oh, I'm punishing myself to be healthy. Like, no, I enjoy eating healthy because it's flavorful. The textures are amazing. The colors are amazing. It smells good. And I feel good when I'm finished eating too. That is the goal. That's what I always want to show people what's possible. So while this is going, I'm going to let this sizzle for a few more minutes. And while that's happening, it's time to put together our vegan cheese sauce. So I have my blender here. Every time I use this blender lately, people have been asking, what kind of blender am I using? This is the Beast blender. I believe you can buy it on Amazon, but it's great. It's super powerful. It's really compact. And I love using this blender. So into this, we are going to put 1/2 cup of chickpeas. These are cooked chickpeas. I'm using canned chickpeas that I rinsed and drained, but you could totally also use, chickpeas that you cook yourself. You could use other beans like cannellini beans or navy beans would also be good, but I really like the chickpeas in this recipe. And then I'm going to pull out my phone because I have the recipe from Afro-Vegan Society pulled up here. So I'm going to go through and do the exact measurements from the recipe on the website. So we're going to go in with about 2 cups of unsweetened plant milk. Okay. We're going to put in the remainder of our dissolved vegan bouillon cube. Like I said, you could use tamari sauce. You could even use miso paste. I would suggest using a tablespoon of each of those as opposed to using a half of a cube of bouillon, or even better than bouillon. I think that's what I used the first time I made this recipe, and that stuff is so delicious and it packs in so much flavor. Okay, so next up, we're going to do the juice of 1/2 of a lemon. This is going to add some delicious tartness to this cheese sauce. And I just am using the strainer to catch any seeds as they come out because there are lots of seeds in these lemons. Okay. And it's also nice to put in the lemon juice and the plant milk early because the acid from the lemon juice kind of makes the plant milk curdle. So you almost get that buttermilk effect. So that's what we're going for here. Okay. Next up, we're going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt. Now, you could just use regular sea salt, but because I have it, I'm going to use this. This is Indian black salt. Namak, don't give me a line about how to pronounce it, but it has an Indian name that starts with Namak, Namak. And this is going to add some of that sulfurish eggy flavor. So it sounds kind of weird, but it really just rounds out the flavors, really, really rounds everything out. It just adds another layer of depth to this vegan cheese sauce. So we're going in with a 1/2 teaspoon of this. Next up, we are going to go in with 2 tablespoons. I'm actually going to do 1 tablespoon a day. I'm doing a tablespoon of olive oil. I prefer to use vegan butter, but also you could skip it altogether. You don't really need the added oil, but it does add a different level of like lushness and silkiness to it. And I see that there are lots of comments happening, and I can't quite see that far away, but I know that we have people from the AVS team who are in the comments. So thank you so much. And thank y'all for answering each other's questions. You all are so good about being in the comments and learning together, sharing your experiences. So I'm going to keep pushing through. So we've got our vegan, we've got our oil in, but you could use vegan butter. Next in, we're going in with about a 1/3 cup of nutritional yeast. So nutritional yeast, if you're new to veganism or plant-based eating, this is the flavoring. This is a fermented yeast product that is derived from plants, and it has such a nice aged, nutty, vegan, cheesy flavor that you're often going to see in a lot of vegan cheese recipes. So, like I said, we're using a 1/3 cup here. We want it to be nice and cheesy. And then let's see what else we've got here. Let's see, I put in chickpeas, plant milk, lemon. I put in our salt. I put in our oil. We have our bouillon cube in here. We have our nutritional yeast. So now I just need some garlic powder, and some turmeric. So here I have my turmeric, and we are going to go in with a 1/4 teaspoon of our ground turmeric. This adds a nice vibrant color. It does have an earthy flavor. If you add a lot of it to things, it can get bitter. So you want to use it, cautiously, but it's great to add it to your recipes because it has lots of therapeutic properties like anti-inflammatory properties. It fights, digestive issues, inflammation. So love turmeric, love using that in our recipes. And then, like I said, we're also going to add in garlic powder. We're going to do 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. So I'm going to go in with that. Just another aromatic note. And I'm going to take a quick break here and give this a nice stir around. This fajita mix is just getting better and better with time. Patience is your friend. And it makes it easy to be patient when you're doing multiple steps of your recipe at once. So just let this really sit and, like I said, release that liquid and caramelize, develop that natural sugar, bring out the spices, let everything really marry together. So got our fajita mix going strong. I actually think I'm going to turn off the heat and let it continue to sit. It's gotten to a great point, nice and shredded. Let me see if I can. There we go. Here's a close-up for you. Our delicious, steamy, sauteed, caramelized fajita mix. So, smells so good. All right. And then the last thing we're putting in is a starch. So the starch is going to help everything to thicken up. I'm using potato starch today. My preferred starch for these type of recipes is tapioca starch because it kind of has like a slick property. Cornstarch also works really well. It's something that lots of people tend to have around, so definitely use cornstarch if that's what you have. But I would also say that potato starch is what I'm using. It's very absorbent, so it absorbs a lot of liquid. So originally in the original recipe here, I use 4 teaspoons. I'm going to cut that down to maybe like 2.5 teaspoons today, just because this really sucks up the liquid. But it's going to just bring everything together, give it that nice smooth texture that we are looking for in our cheese sauce. All right, so that's 2.5 teaspoons. And now we're just going to put our lid on our blender. And this is the noisy part, but we are going to let this blend until smooth. Give it a little shake. Okay, and after 30 to 60 seconds of blending, we have a nice, smooth vegan cheese sauce here. So this is not done. We have to heat it up to help it really thicken. So what I'm going to do to start is, first of all, while it was blending, I was slicing up some scallions. This is going to be our garnish to finish off our dish once we're plating. So I thought, while this is blending, let me slice this up. You could also add some cilantro, some pico de gallo, whatever you like. Make it as simple or as fancy as you like. But I'm just going to put our fajita mix into a bowl and set it aside, because we're going to use this exact same pan to put together our easy mac and cheese. So from here, I mean, I feel like this recipe is already pretty simple. You just add all your ingredients to a blender, blend them until smooth, and then you go ahead and pour them into a pan and allow it to heat up and thicken. That's it. That's all there is to making the cheese sauce. And then you also just pre-cook your pasta. So what I typically do is cook the pasta about 1 or 2 minutes less than it recommends on the package, just because, especially with gluten-free pasta, it can get mushy if you cook it too long. So we want it to retain its shape and its texture. So I didn't overcook it, I don't think. Let's see. Okay, that's pretty much done. But it has dried out a little bit since it's been sitting in this bowl. So I'm just going to go ahead and add our pasta on into the pan. Oops, we lost a little bit. I always lose a little bit of something during these cooking demos. Get all that liquid in there. And like I said, this is just a matter of bringing the heat up on this, allowing it to thicken, and just getting these pasta noodles nice and coated. So we have a nice golden colored vegan cheese sauce here. Let me do a little taste test of the sauce. Oh man. Whoa. Okay, it's really flavorful. It's really flavorful. I'm not being dramatic. I know it seems like I am, but it's really, really flavorful. And it's because we layered in our flavor very strategically. So we added the vegan bouillon cube. We've added the nutritional yeast. We've added the black salt that's often used in vegan egg replacement dishes. We've added the garlic and the lemon juice. So there are just so many levels of flavor in this sauce that it's like making the top of my head tingle a little bit. Really, really good. And I tasted it for your benefit because I've made this mac and cheese at least 10, 20 times. And it always, always, always is a crowd pleaser. And it's one of my favorite things to eat. And it's also nice because you can make a nice big batch of it and eat this for a few days. Like, you can make this whole recipe and then eat a serving of it. I like to eat it with a big green salad on the side, or some nice steamed broccoli or green beans or something like that. But you just make a nice big serving of this, and then you can pack it up, put it in Tupperware, eat it for leftovers, pack it up for lunch as a meal prep. Like, it's very versatile how you can enjoy this. So I'm just stirring as I go. This pan is starting to heat up. And it's also nice that I'm using the same pan. I'm being an optimist here, but it's also nice that I'm using the same pan that I made the fajita saute in, because there's bits of spice still clinging to the sides of the pan. So as I'm stirring it in together, that flavor is going to get incorporated into this mac and cheese as well. So it's already starting to thicken. It's a very gradual process at first. You can definitely see it happen very quickly once it starts to simmer, but it's already thickening up. It's already starting to cling to these pasta noodles. So it just needs a few more minutes here. Maybe 10 minutes total for it to completely thicken. And I hope as this cooks and as you're participating in this live stream today, that you're also continuing to enter in to our giveaway today. Ancient Harvest, that's the pasta I'm using in this mac and cheese recipe today. They're giving a prize pack featuring several of their products, including quinoas, pastas, polenta, and more. And so all you have to do is talk about your favorite vegan mac and cheese in the comments and use hashtag Veguary. Where'd you get it from? What recipe did you use? What's your favorite vegan cheese brand to use? Let us know all the goods, and we will randomly select someone at the close of this live stream. So actually, let's put a time point on it. My clocks are a little fast. Let's say it's 6:45. Can the Afro-Vegan Society account randomly select and put the name of the winner in the comments, and then I'll read it out and we'll give instructions. So that's how we'll announce the winner today. Oh, wow. And look at that. Just as soon as it started sizzling, it's thickening up so nice. It got so creamy. So don't be discouraged or concerned when you first pour that cheese sauce out of the blender and see how wet or runny it is, because look at how creamy that just got. As soon as it started simmering, it thickened right on up. Beautiful, glossy. So good. Okay, let's see. All right. So let's make sure everything is heated through. I'm just going to taste the noodle. Let's see. Wow. I love this recipe. So easy. Now, if you like baked mac and cheese, you can make this recipe the same way. Cook it on the stovetop and then just top it with your favorite vegan shredded cheese. Put it in the oven under the broiler on low for like 10-15 minutes until it's bubbly and golden brown and has a nice crust on it. And you have a delicious vegan mac and cheese without having to wait as long, much quicker. What time is it? 6:35-ish. So with me talking, it took about 30 minutes to put together. If that, maybe only 20 minutes, because I was sauteing the fajita vegetables all that time. So comes together so quickly. So super versatile. And the recipe for this mac and cheese is on the Afro-Vegan Society website. And it's also in our holiday recipe ebook that we released at the end of the year, along with a lot of other delicious recipes. So pick that up, download it, or just visit our site and get this and try this recipe out for yourself. All right. So I've got a good thickness. I'm cutting the heat. We did it. And now what I'm going to do is serve this up, put this in a serving bowl for you all to see the final product. So here we go. So I've got my bowl here. Just going to scoop this mac and cheese on into the bowl. I usually don't plate like this. I'm going to be honest. I usually eat it straight from the pan. I don't eat the whole pan, but like I serve myself straight from the pan. But sometimes it's nice to plate, especially if you're like having a dinner party or doing a potluck thing or something, just to know like, it can look homey and simple, but you could also jazz it up if you want to. So I'm jazzing it up for y'all just so you can see all the possibilities we got here with this delicious, elevated, easy vegan mac and cheese. And then what I'm going to do next is top it off with our fajita vegetables. And this is what takes it from being a tasty side to a flavorful and satisfying meal. Okay, I'm just going to put it down the middle like that. Let me get a couple more bell peppers in here just to make it extra vibrant. Okay, so we've got our fajita veggies, and then we're going to sprinkle it with some scallions. Like I said, you could put some cilantro on here, squeeze it with a hit of lime juice, top it off with some pico de gallo, diced tomatoes, vegan sour cream, whatever you like. But here is our amazing elevated easy vegan mac and cheese with our fajita topping. So I hope that you all enjoyed this recipe. See just how easy it is to make flavorful, satisfying, comforting, and nourishing vegan dishes with easy recipes and easy ingredients that you likely have in your pantry. I did list some specialty ingredients, but most of them can be swapped out for something simple. So instead of using a vegan broth or vegan broth concentrate or bouillon cube, you could just use soy sauce. Like there are so many easy swaps. Instead of using jackfruit, you could use mushrooms, whatever you want. So super versatile, super filling. And this is packed with vegan protein because it has chickpeas. Our pasta today is made with brown rice and quinoa and things like that. So like you're getting that plant protein everywhere. And if you want to round this out and make it even more satisfying, serve it up with a delicious kale salad, some steamed veggies, whatever you want to make this meal complete. You're going to love it. But it also will be really good with like some vegan wings, like whatever you want. So yes, give this a try. If you want to elevate your easy vegan mac and cheese, let us know what toppings you would put in your easy vegan mac. Because this is just the beginning. You could do cheeseburger. You could do nacho. I don't know. You could do cheesesteak topping. Like you could do anything on top of this. And there's so many ways to enjoy these flavors and textures and meal ideas with plants that nourish us, that nurture us, that heal us. So be encouraged on your vegan journey. Share this recipe with someone if you enjoyed it. Like this video if you enjoyed this demo. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, wherever you're watching. Just connect with us because we have so much more content to share and we have so much content that we've shared already. And so we want you to be a part of it. We don't want you to miss out. So thank you so much for tuning in. And if we can have a name in the comments for our winner from our gift entry today, just going to wait. Okay. Oh, I'm going to just show the comment. Let's see. Thanks so much, Jess. Our Ancient Harvest giveaway winner is vegan since 1997. Wow, congratulations. Also, that's really impressive. So to claim your prize, please email us at afrovegansociety@gmail.com. In the title or the subject, write Ancient Harvest winner, and then include your mailing address and your name, and we will get you in contact with the prize winner and get your gift out to you. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching with us this evening. And like I said, you don't want to miss Friday because the whole Afro-Vegan Society crew is going to be here with you, showing you how we make our signature vegan wings and some cocktails and mocktails. So it's going to be even more fun. But thanks so much for tuning in tonight, and we will see y'all next time. Happy Veguary, everyone. Bye.